What makes the difference between students who consistently achieve outstanding results and those who constantly struggle with studying? Many people believe it comes down to natural talent, but the truth is not that simple. The best students are often not the ones who study the longest hours, but the ones who know how to study effectively. In this video, we will explore proven study strategies, effective habits, and mindset shifts that can significantly improve your academic performance. If you want to learn faster, remember more, and achieve higher grades, this is the perfect place to start. The biggest obstacle preventing many people from becoming outstanding students is not a lack of intelligence, but the amount of time they waste every day. Hours can easily disappear on social media, short videos, or activities that provide little real value. In fact, you may even be wasting time while studying if you are using ineffective methods. Start treating your time as one of your most valuable assets. Every minute wasted is a missed opportunity to learn, grow, and move one step closer to your goals. One of the most common excuses people make is, "I don't have time to study." But in reality, everyone has the same 24 hours each day. The difference lies in how we choose to use them. Many people spend hours on their phones, social media, or entertainment without even realizing it. By simply waking up a little earlier or cutting back on screen time, you can create more time for learning. The real problem is not a lack of time, it is what you choose to prioritize in your life. Sometimes, the thing stopping you from studying is not a lack of time or ability, it is simply laziness. After a long day, it is easy to lie down, pick up your phone, and tell yourself that you will study later. But then tomorrow ends up looking exactly the same as today. Unfortunately, these habits do not just affect your grades, they also weaken the discipline you will need in the future. What is the biggest reason you have procrastinated on studying? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss it together. One dangerous mistake that many students make is convincing themselves that they understand the material when they actually do not. You read through your notes, review the textbook, and become familiar with the content, so you assume you have mastered it. But when it is time for a test, you suddenly realize that you cannot answer the questions. Effective learning requires honesty with yourself. If you do not truly understand something, admit it and find a way to improve instead of fooling yourself into thinking you already know it. If you could choose only one study method to improve your academic performance as quickly as possible, it would be active recall. Instead of repeatedly rereading textbooks or notes, active recall forces you to actively retrieve information from memory. This process makes your brain work harder and helps knowledge stay with you much longer. You can do this by asking yourself questions, completing practice problems, or trying to explain a concept without looking at your materials. It is a smart learning strategy used by many high-achieving students. And if you would like to discover more effective study techniques, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. One of the most effective ways to retain information is to create your own study guide. Instead of copying everything from your textbook, focus on the most important formulas, concepts, and key ideas, then summarize them on just a few pages. The process of thinking, selecting, and rewriting information is a powerful form of active recall. In addition, when exam time arrives, you will have a condensed resource that allows you to review quickly without having to go through hundreds of pages of notes again. When you need to memorize a large amount of information such as vocabulary, formulas, or important concepts, flashcards are an incredibly useful tool. Each card contains a question or keyword on the front and the answer on the back, allowing you to constantly test your memory. One important tip is to create your own flashcards instead of relying solely on sets made by others. The process of writing and organizing the information helps your brain retain knowledge more effectively from the very beginning, while also making review sessions faster and more efficient. One of the simplest ways to find out whether you truly understand a topic is to try teaching it to someone else. When you explain a concept in your own words, you are forced to organize your knowledge and identify any gaps in your understanding. If you do not have anyone to study with, you can still teach the material to yourself in front of a mirror or speak out loud as if you were presenting to a classroom. If you can explain a topic clearly and simply, it is a strong sign that you have truly mastered it. Many students hesitate to ask questions because they worry that others will think they are uninformed. However, the best students are often the ones who ask the most questions. When you come across something you do not understand, do not ignore it and hope it will eventually make sense on its own. Ask your teacher, classmates, or look for answers from reliable sources. Knowledge is usually built layer by layer, so a small gap in understanding today can become a major obstacle in the future. Every question you ask is a step forward that helps you gain a deeper understanding and learn more effectively. One of the most effective ways to prepare for an exam is to complete as many practice tests as possible. Mock exams not only help you assess your knowledge, but also familiarize you with the exam format, question types, and time pressure. By practicing regularly, you can identify your weak areas and focus on improving them before the actual test. Don't spend all your time studying theory while neglecting practice. And if you find these tips helpful, take a second to like the video and support the channel. One common mistake is trying to study everything with the same level of focus. In reality, not all content is equally likely to appear on an exam. Pay close attention to the topics your teacher emphasizes repeatedly, the concepts that appear frequently in assignments, and the key subjects within each chapter. For standardized tests, you should also learn about the exam format and the scope of material being tested. Focusing on the most important content not only saves time, but also significantly increases your chances of achieving a high score. Even though the goal is to understand the material and answer correctly using your own knowledge, there will be times when you face questions you are unsure about. In those situations, do not guess completely at random. Use the process of elimination to remove the answers that are clearly wrong first. Then, focus on analyzing the remaining choices and looking for logical clues in the question. Even when you do not know the exact answer, guessing strategically can still greatly increase your chances of choosing correctly compared to relying purely on luck. Many students make the mistake of trying to cram as much information as possible the night before an exam. However, staying up late to study for a few extra hours is often far less helpful than people think. Your brain needs time to rest and consolidate everything you have learned during your preparation. Instead of diving into difficult problems or trying to memorize countless small details, spend your time reviewing the main ideas, important formulas, and core concepts. Then, get a good night's sleep so you can enter the exam feeling refreshed, focused, and ready to perform at your best. Many people focus entirely on studying and forget that their physical condition also has a direct impact on exam performance. Before an exam, try to avoid consuming too many sugary foods or meals high in refined carbohydrates, as they can make you feel sleepy and reduce your concentration. Instead, choose a light, balanced meal that includes a good source of protein. Don't forget to stay hydrated by drinking enough water throughout the day. A healthy body helps your brain function more efficiently, allowing you to stay focused and perform at your best during the exam. Every study method becomes far less effective if you constantly tell yourself that you are not smart enough to succeed. Many people fail before they even begin because they believe others were simply born more talented than they are. In reality, learning ability improves through practice, persistence, and the right habits. Stop labeling yourself with negative beliefs such as, "I'm bad at studying," or "I'm just not naturally gifted." When you believe that you can improve, you begin to act in ways that support that belief, and over time, those actions lead to better results. Many people say that grades are not important, but that is only partly true. Grades cannot measure a person's full value, character, or potential. However, they often reflect important qualities such as discipline, persistence, time management, and commitment to learning. If your current results are not what you hoped for, do not view them as a failure. Instead, see them as feedback that can help you identify what needs to change, whether it is your study methods, daily habits, or the way you manage your time. With the right adjustments, you can continue to improve and achieve better results. After all the methods and strategies shared in this video, the most important thing is still taking action. No book, teacher, or video can change your life if you are not willing to change yourself. Motivation may help you get started, but persistence is what carries you to the finish line. Every focused study session, every time you resist procrastination, and every small effort you make is bringing you one step closer to the best version of yourself. Start today, because the future you want is built from the choices you make right now. Becoming a high-achieving student is not the result of luck or natural talent. It is the outcome of the right habits practiced consistently every day. From managing your time effectively and using active recall to taking practice exams regularly and developing a positive mindset, each of these small steps can lead to significant improvements in the future. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. Start by applying at least one of the methods from this video today. And if you enjoy content about learning, psychology, and personal growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss our upcoming videos.